things will get better. They are already better. And so I asked them the same question that them posed to us. How could we want to, as Jamaicans, go back to the days of 2015 with scandal bag making, scandal aprons? What can go so, ladies and gentlemen?
Mr. God can go so, what can go so? Mr. God.
Venetia, reaction to the Prime Minister's speech.
An awesome presentation that spoke to both the base and to Jamaica at large. You had something in it for everyone, from the elderly, the disabled, to those persons who are struggling. Of course, the Prime Minister told you that there's so much more to say, but we could not give you everything this afternoon. But you have gotten quite a mouthful. I mean, when you think about what's happening, Jamaicans cry every day about JPS. And so the Prime Minister has heard the cries of every single Jamaican concerned. And so he has taken the steps. GCT has now been reduced on electricity bills. You heard about, giving you some reprieve in terms of the water bills for persons who have, been disconnected from the system, because what we want to do as a responsible movement is to ensure that we have our persons compliant. Jamaicans don't want to be delinquent, but we want to have affordable service delivery, and we want good quality service delivery. This government is holding places like Water Commission and Jamaica Public Service to account, and we're making sure that the Jamaican people can actually increase their quality of life. An awesome presentation, a well-rounded presentation by the Prime Minister, quite animated too. And so there was something for all of us, and there's so much more to look forward to, certainly from the benches of the Parliament. So,
and this was not a run with it speech?
Not a run with it speech. If you think about it though, certainly since this administration has been in office, it has been work continuously. I believe one of the pain points has been the road condition. But the truth is the People's National Party has left our roads in really a horrible state of disrepair. We're talking about some roads for over 30 years or more. And so we don't want to just do a run with it quick fix. We are dealing with the infrastructure properly and sustainably so that the pockets of the people of Jamaica will not continue to feel it in terms of expenditure like that. So we are making sure we do the responsible thing in terms of our infrastructure. And so no, it was not a run with it speech. It was a speech that was well thought out, that took into consideration all the pain points of the people of Jamaica.
Lessons learned from Friday's defeat.
I have a completely different view from even some of my peers. Coming from across the political divide, I see it differently. For example, Morant Bay. I believe we've achieved our objective, because when you talk about political culturing, it's a serious thing in Jamaica, because we're coming from a very harsh tribal system. Morant Bay has been one of those divisions within a seat that has seen both PNP and JLP MPs. It has been for more than 3 decades a PNP stronghold, because you have to remember, when it comes to PNP political education, it's not something that you can just gloss over. And so it has taken painstaking engagement of those people to reculture and re-socialize, and we believe we have seen the fruits of that labor. We have reduced a margin that they only got with the best of the best in Washington, of blessed memory. In February, where they had 412 margin, we have reduced that now to 126, and we will continue to re-socialize and reculture the people. There will be no more safe haven for PNP anywhere. When you think about in and town, another bastion for the PNP, we're talking about a 54 vote differential here, because our message is resonating. And the truth is, the PNP know that they're scared, because as soon as you have a leveling of the political playing field, then propaganda will not be able to last. Because once we continue to educate the people, it will mean that the message will actually reach them. They will look at things practically and not tribally, and that is what we want.
2025 is election.
Yes.
You see it. The campaign started today.
The campaign started long ago. You see, we, in terms of the service we give, that's campaigning. Because everything we do will weigh on the people in terms of how they will grade us when the bell is rung by our Prime Minister.
Here go on. Thank you very much.
There's another man called Marky British, and he is a man who believes in holding chains around the neck of black people. And in a misses a him a take picture, a whole chain around my neck, the rest of my neck. We have to say no to Marky British because he's a man who love to show off, him love to boast, and say him done rich already. We don't need a man like that. We have to say no to the man that is leading the PNP who love to style black people and call them little boy and little lady. We have to say no to the man who tell us out of his own mouth that him want to run Jamaica with himself and him Tapanaris friend them. We have to say no to the PNP Tapanaris man and him friend Peter Bunting, who's really the leader. Because they are the same ones who had a company years ago that benefited from the wicked PNP policies, and they made millions off the backs of the Jamaican people. Some of them suffered brutally. They even committed suicide, and we have to say no to them. We have to say no to the PNP Tapanaris men whose company was investigated for anti-corruption. We have to say no to them because we know that we have the better leader. My fellow Jamaicans, it is very clear that we have to say no to Marky British and yes to our God-blessed Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness.
And after Beryl, this government provided building grants and material so people could put their lives back together again, working with Minister Charles Jr. These good works were all supported with foreign affairs partnerships under the Jamaica Labour Party. Partnerships are fully active, fully strong. Longer term, my family, our friends are working with us because they believe in the vision of this Andrew Holness-led administration. And let me give you one example. Our friends see that we are investing more money in national security than ever before, and that under Minister Horace Chang, our plans and strategies are working to bring crime down across the country. So they say, all right, since you're a serious government, since you know what you're doing, we're going to give you our strength. And they're supporting us now with more equipment, more vehicles, more training, and more funding to help us do more for you. Family, this government is using every lawful tool available to bring crime down, to make Jamaica safer for everyone. And that includes our international partners. So yes, family, under the Jamaica Labour Party, partnerships and long-term support is fully active. So all them a talk, you must know the facts. My Jamaican friends and family, Jamaica is an international inspiration. They keep asking our Prime Minister how you do it, how you pay down the debt, how you manage to create so much programs for young people, how you raise minimum wage so much, how you raise public sector wages so much when other countries are cutting public sector jobs. All over, our Prime Minister is well respected and is asked to share what we have done here. And I want to just tell you two issues because I want you to have the facts and I want you to draw for your pen and your paper. Because the Secretary General of the United Nations and other world leaders have asked our Prime Minister to lead on climate change, on climate financing, on financing for COVID, on financing for development, on future generations, on SDGs, on oceans, you name it. Our Prime Minister can show what we have done. And I want to remind you that he is the only Jamaican Prime Minister, in fact, the only one in the Caribbean who has been invited to attend the summits of the G20, the G7, and the BRICS. So all them are talk. No matter how much misinformation and lies the PNP wants to tell, Prime Minister Holness and this Labour Party administration are well-trusted and valued partners across the world. Yes, family, trust and value under the Labour Party is fully active.
Minister Mackenzie, you have done 168 indigent housing. Under the new social housing program, We are over 310 houses now that we are giving. They don't pay a cent, the families, for them. Just giving to families who are poor, giving to families who are victims of fire and other natural disasters, upgrading some settlements.
Johnny, Sturton, Mark going off to disappear. No joke. We're from New Jersey. Feel it yourself. Because Andrew forget a third term. PMP, where not go? Time come for what? Me want to ask Mark Gordon what time come for. Andrew has a message. Andrew has a plan. One party. Jamaica never plan. Shut up, your boy. Big up yourself.